It all started one sunny Monday morning in the peaceful town of Olobiri. People were going about their daily business, children rushing to school, mamas frying akara by the roadside, and keke drivers horning like their horn could solve all their problems. Suddenly, a new girl appeared at the town junction. She was light skinned, beautiful, with big hips, big boobs, and a soft face that glowed like morning dew. She wore a short red dress, high heel, and carried a large red book tucked under her arm. Everyone turned to look. Who was she? The girl smiled as she walked by, waving at strangers like she had known them all her life. Good morning, no, Mama Kelechi, she said, even though Mama Kelechi swore she had never seen her before. She greeted the barber, the fruit seller, even the woman who always hissed at children playing. Some people found her sweet, others found her strange, but no one could deny one thing. This girl, whose name was Amma, already knows too much. That evening, gossip flew like mosquitoes. Who is she? Where did she come from? How come she knows everyone's name? But Amma just sat by the kiosk, smiling and writing things in her big red book. The next day, Amma was back at the kiosk. This time, she wore a green jumpsuit with a red scarf tied stylishly on her head. Her hips swayed as she walked, and the big book was still tucked under her arm. Children stared, men peeked. Even old Papa Musa forgot to collect change from a customer. Ngozi, the town's queen of gossip, sat by her plastic table under the mango tree. She wore her usual leggings, face cap, and big sunglasses, even though it wasn't sunny. She watched Amma carefully and whispered, "Let me see who wants to take my crown in this town." Amma walked up to her and smiled. "Good morning, Auntie Ngozi. I like your slippers." Ngozi was shocked. Nobody ever complimented her slippers. From that moment, the two became fast friends. They sat under the mango tree together every afternoon, drinking malt and talking about everything and everyone. But even as they laughed together, Ngozi started to feel something strange. Amma knew things. Too many things. She even knew what Ngozi dreamt about 2 nights ago. Later that week, the market square was full of noise. It wasn't from traders or buyers this time. It was from a loud argument. Mama Uju had lost her favorite red bra from her backyard line. "God punish the thief," she shouted. It was new, imported from Lagos. People gathered. Some laughed, others shook their heads. Then Amma, chewing groundnut with Ngozi, said quietly, "It wasn't stolen. Her neighbor's dog dragged it into the gutter. It's behind the carpenter's shop." Everyone paused. "How did you know?" Mama Uju asked, hands on hip. "I just guessed," Amma replied with a smile. When they checked, the bra was exactly where Amma said. People clapped and laughed. This girl is not just beautiful, she is useful. But Ngozi didn't clap. She narrowed her eyes and leaned closer to Amma. That was not guesswork, she thought. This girl is hiding something. The following afternoon, Amma and Ngozi sat at the keke park where the drivers usually gather to play draft and shout at passengers. Amma wore a short blue gown and large sunglasses. Ngozi brought puff puff for both of them. "Did you hear what happened to Mr. Okon's wife?" Amma said suddenly. "She cried all night because she caught him testing that dry cleaner woman." Ngozi dropped her puff puff. "How did you know that one again?" she asked. Amma giggled. "It's not my fault I hear things." Ngozi laughed too, but her mind was turning like akara in hot oil. That information wasn't even public yet. She only overheard it when she passed near the fence of Mr. Okon's house earlier that day, and she didn't tell anyone. Later that evening, Ngozi told herself, "Tomorrow I will find out who this Amma really is, even if it means following her home. Early the next morning, before the sun became too hot, Ngozi dressed in her black boba and wrapper like a proper town investigator. She borrowed her cousin's small motorcycle and waited near the back of the old building where Amma always disappeared to. At exactly 8:15 a.m., Amma stepped out in a tight orange top and jeans, holding her red book and humming a sweet tune. She didn't walk on the road. She walked through the bush path beside the church. Ngozi followed slowly, hiding behind trees and pretending to pluck leaves anytime someone passed. Amma didn't stop walking until she reached an old, abandoned primary school building. She looked around, smiled, and walked through a wall. Yes, through the wall. Ngozi froze. Her eyes nearly fell out. Her hands shook. What? What? Did I just see that? Is this a film? She ran back to town. Her wrapper nearly fell off, heart beating like a drum. That night, she couldn't sleep. Amma wasn't normal. She wasn't from here. And worst of all, she knew everything. Ngozi locked all her doors and windows that night. She even put Bible under her pillow and tied her head with three scarves. No spirit will catch me today, she whispered. But just as she was about to sleep, someone knocked on her door. Knock, knock, knock. Ngozi jumped. She peeped through the curtain. It was Amma. Amma, at 9:30 p.m., she whispered. Amma smiled sweetly. I brought fried fish. You like it spicy, right? She held out a paper wrap that smelled delicious. Ngozi was too scared to open the door, but also too hungry to ignore it. She slowly let her in. Amma entered like nothing had happened, sat down, crossed her legs, and began to talk. She told Ngozi about the pastor's house girl who was secretly selling his palm oil, about the teacher who eats akara before school and blames pupils for farting. She even said the town chairman once cried because his girlfriend left him for a plumber. Ngozi pretended to laugh, but her mind was spinning. Is she reading minds? Or is it that book she carries? After Amma left, Ngozi picked up her phone and called her uncle, the town herbalist. The next morning, Amma was back at the market, smiling and greeting everyone like usual. Her red book was in her hand, as always. But this time, Ngozi followed her, not with a motorcycle, but with questions. Amma, what's inside that book you always carry? Amma chuckled. It's just where I write my thoughts. Ngozi pretended to smile. Can I read it? Amma laughed harder. You want to see how I spell your name with love hearts? Ngozi laughed too, but she knew Amma was dodging the question. That afternoon, when Amma went to buy roasted corn, she dropped the book on the chair by mistake. Quick as lightning, Ngozi snatched it and flipped it open. Her eyes widened. The book was filled with people's names and secrets, names of people in town, their problems, their dreams, their lies. It even had a page that said, Ngozi watches too much Z Word, cries every night when alone. Ngozi slammed the book shut and returned it before Amma noticed. One thing was now clear. That book wasn't just for writing, it was magic. Ngozi went straight to her uncle, Baba Iroko, the herbalist. She wore dark glasses and wrapped her head with a scarf to avoid being seen. She told him everything, the gossip, the war walking, the book, and even the night visit. Baba Iroko rubbed his grey head slowly and nodded. That girl, she's not from this world. Ngozi gulped. Spirit? Yes, and not just any spirit. She says gossip spirit, sent to expose secrets and scatter people's peace. The more she talks, the stronger she gets. Then what should I do? Ngozi asked. Don't confront her yet, Baba Iroko warned. Watch her. Spirits like that hide their weakness inside the thing they treasure most. Maybe her book or something else. Ngozi nodded slowly. I will find it. I will stop her, but I need help. Baba Iroko handed her a small calabash with white powder. Sprinkle this near her when she speaks. If she chokes, she's not human. Ngozi left, her heart pounding. She was ready to face Amma, but Amma might already know. By the next weekend, Amma had become a local celebrity. People come from other towns to hear her talk. She sat at the kiosk with a cold mouth, her red book beside her, and told stories that shocked everyone. She revealed the secret lover of the choir mistress. She exposed how the school principal once forged his certificate. She even whispered to a couple that their child wasn't theirs, and it turned out to be true. People clapped, they laughed, some cried, others got angry, but no one could stop listening. Ngozi watched all of it from the corner of the kiosk. She held the calabash in her handbag, waiting for the right time. Talk, Amma, talk, she muttered. Then Amma turned suddenly and looked straight at Ngozi. Ngozi, come closer, she said, smiling. Ngozi froze. Why not sprinkle your powder now? Amma added, still smiling. Ngozi gasped. She knows? Amma leaned closer. You want to stop me? You can't. Secrets are my food. Amma stood up, still smiling, her red book tucked under her arm like always. Let me tell you my story, she said to Ngozi in front of everyone. She walked to the center of the market square and raised her hand. I was once like you, human, a woman who loved gist, gossip, and secrets. But one day, I gossiped about the wrong person, a mad prophet. He cursed me. Since you love other people's stories more than your own, may you never stop speaking them. And proof, I became this. People looked at each other in shock. Amma's voice became louder. Now I can hear secrets. I live among humans, but I am not one of you. My mission? To expose, to scatter, and to remind people what you hide always comes to light. Ngozi's mouth fell open. Everyone around clapped in fear and confusion. Children ran away. One man fainted, but Amma just smiled, her red book glowing in the sun. After Amma revealed the truth about herself, everything changed. The town that once laughed and clapped now walked on eggshell. People whispered behind hands. Some even covered their faces when they saw her. But Amma didn't stop. She wore a red gown that day with matching slippers and sat under the almond tree. Her book opened on her lap. She smiled and called out, Mama Efe, your son is the one stealing meat from your pots. Gasps filled the air. Mama Efe fainted. A fight broke out between neighbors. Husbands got slapped. Church members stopped sitting near each other. Secrets were falling like rain and everyone was getting wet. Ngozi had had enough. This girl is not helping anyone. She is destroying us. She gathered 5 brave women, including the pastor's wife and the chief's daughter. We will go to the shrine, she declared. It's time to return Amma to where she came from. At midnight, the women met behind the old town hall, holding white chalks, salt, and Baba Iroko's powder. They drew symbols on the ground and whispered prayers mixed with gossip. Ngozi explained, tomorrow we will invite Amma to the women's meeting. We will pretend it's a thank you party. When she sits, we will sprinkle the powder in a circle and chant her name backwards. The women nodded, though one of them asked, how do you pronounce Amma backward? Ngozi blinked. Just say it 3 times. That should work. The next day, they cleaned the community center, decorated it with balloons, and cooked jollof rice with plenty meat. When Amma arrived in her flowery gown, she laughed. "This is nice. Is it for me?" "Yes," Ngozi smiled. "It's to thank you for everything you've revealed." Amma sat crossed her legs and began eating. The trap was ready. As Amma chewed her meat, Ngozi quickly sprinkled the white powder in a circle around her. The other women hid hands and began to chant, "Amma, Amma, Amma." Amma raised an eyebrow. What's happening here?" Ngozi shouted. "Reveal your true form." Suddenly, the ground shook slightly. The balloons popped. The rice bowl tipped over. Amma stood up slowly, and her red book began to glow. "So you think you can bind me?" she said, her voice deeper now. Ngozi stepped back. We are trying to free the town." Amma's smile vanished. Free it from what? From truth? In that moment, the powder reversed, flying into the air and covering the women instead. They began to speak secrets unwillingly. Who cheated? Who stole? Who lied? Even Ngozi shouted, "I once used my friend's perfume and blamed my sister." The room went silent. Everyone stared. Amma picked up her book. "Your secrets have weight. I only carry them." Then she walked out, hips swinging like nothing happened. The next day, Olobiri was quiet. No more shouting, no more laughter. The women from the failed plan didn't come out. Children stared at their parents differently. Everyone now knew everyone's hidden truths. Amma sat at her usual kiosk, wearing jeans and a white blouse. No one came to greet her. Even the beggar across the road also avoided her. But Amma didn't look sad. She looked peaceful. "Now they knows what it feels like," she whispered to her red book. Ngozi stayed indoors for days. She didn't gossip. She didn't even comb her hair. But finally, she stepped out and walked to the kiosk. Amma smiled. "You are back." Ngozi sighed. "You are not just a gossip spirit, you are a mirror." Amma nodded. "I only tell what I see, but people hate mirrors when they didn't like the reflection." Ngozi sat beside her. "Then let me learn from you. Maybe tell stories with care." Amma handed her the red book. Weeks passed, and the town slowly returned to normal. But something was different. People were more honest, more careful with words, fewer secrets, fewer fights. Amma still sat at the kiosk, but now she didn't speak, she just listened. Her red book stayed close. One day, a small girl walked up to her. "Auntie Amma, why don't you talk again?" Amma smiled softly. "Because the town finally started talking to itself." Ngozi became a town counselor, not for gossip, but to help people deal with their truth. She kept the red book on her shelf and opened it only when needed. Amma, the beautiful spirit with big hips and a big book, had changed the town forever, not with fire or thunder, but with words. And from that day on, the people of Olobiri learned a simple lesson. Truth may be heavy, but hiding it is heavier. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite parts below. Have you ever heard of a gossip spirit before? Would you trust someone who knows your secrets? Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next chapter on our world of thrilling African tales. Thank you for watching Folktales by Chinelo.